Hey guys, it's Courtney from Puff_the Magic Chicken Instagram page. Be sure to like and follow us for some great chicken content, some fun stuff, and learn a few skills along the way. Today we're going to be water glassing some eggs. So here's some eggs that I had water glassed previously this month. These eggs I water glassed in September. There's 14 in this jar. These eggs I'd collected through the month of October, so you actually don't have to do these all at once. You can add eggs to your stash periodically as long as the water level is covering the surface of the eggs. So I water glassed these October 1st through the 15th, and then today I'm going to go ahead and water glass some few more as an example for you guys. So here we have some farm fresh eggs that were collected this week. So they've all been collected within the past 7 days. They're also very naturally pristine. So there's no poop, no any kind of fluid, feathers, gunk on them whatsoever. And we found them in the nest boxes just as you see them now. If there's any kind of ick on them, they'll ruin your whole batch. So just as an example, this egg has just a tiny bit of some chicken funk on there. So I'm gonna lightly either scrape this off and save it for us to eat, or go ahead and just put this in it's a perfectly good egg. Otherwise, go ahead and sell this egg. These nice, fresh, pristine ones are gonna be saved for water glassing. And the reason why we do that is because when a chicken lays an egg, it's there's something over the surface of the egg called a bloom. And if you disturb the bloom at all, it protects the surface of the egg and seals all the pores. So if you disturb that, things that are surrounding the egg can cross that cellular membrane and ruin the whole batch of eggs. So just make sure that they're really nice and good and clean, no cracks or blemishes. This is a big jar I actually got off Amazon. And it's gonna fit about 40 eggs. I've cleaned it, I've sterilized it, it's good to go. So we're gonna very gently layer our eggs in here. And while we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just explain to you this solution that I have sitting here off to the side. This is a solution of distilled water and Mrs. Wage's pickling lime. Make sure you get pickling lime and not pickling salt. You can get this at Menards, Rural King, Walmart might even have it in the canning section. And all this is, you can also get it online too, it's just calcium hydroxide, which is lime and it's going to seal off the egg pores. So what that does is allows these eggs to stay fresh for up to 12 months. I've also heard of people keeping them for up to 18 months or longer. But these eggs are shelf stable, they're farm fresh. Oh, also none of these eggs have been washed and they have not been refrigerated. That's also another key point that you want to take note of. Yeah, the pickling lime is going to seal the surface of the egg so we can, here's Chippy, here to screw things up. Seal the surface of the egg so that it's shelf stable for a long, long time. Now, when you go to cook these, there might be a slight different consistency in the yolk initially when you start cooking it, but the taste is about the same. You really can't taste the difference at all. I'm gonna open up these after, I'm gonna save them after about a year just to kind of do another test. But yeah, they're pretty good. And if you're going to hard boil them, because the lime does such a good job of sealing the egg, there's no room for anything to like escape when you're hard boiling it. So you'll just need to take a thumbtack or a little pin, pierce the shell of the egg before you hard boil it, and you'll be good to go. So here we have our eggs kind of piled in there, and that's what I have collected for this week. So I'm going to start with this layer. And also the ratio for this solution is technically it's 1 ounce to 1 quart, I believe. So what that breaks down to is about 1 tablespoon, for those of you without a food scale, 1 tablespoon to 1 cup is that exact ratio, which is a lot easier for me to measure in my kitchen because I'm not going to be investing in a bunch of different kitchen gadgets if I don't have to. So all you do is go ahead, you mix the solution up, make sure that none of the powder is settled in your main jug, And then you just gently pour that over the surface of the eggs. And you want them to at least cover the surface. Ideally, you want about 2 inches of liquid over the eggs. So at first it's gonna look like this. Almost looks like a kind of half gallon of milk or so. I'm gonna close this jar, but as it settles, all of that calcium hydroxide is gonna settle, and then you're gonna end up with a really clear picture like those eggs. They can stay on your counter, but ideally you're going to keep them in a dark, cool place, and they'll stay for even longer because they won't be exposed to any light deterioration. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and happy egging.